right, so here we go. Slavery. What is the definition of slavery? Okay, write one down quick on your own.
A person put under someone's use for no reason.
Yeah, they don't have any rights, they have no reason, they have no pay, and they have to do somebody else's job.
People being kept against their will.
That's another one. You're not allowed to go anywhere. You don't have any rights to leave or go anywhere without permission. Go.
Making a person do your bidding whether or not they want to.
Do your bidding. Nice, good vocab. Okay, last one, and then we're going to jump. Between it, to catch the light, actually see if I can get the projector to light it up for you. Is it going to be pretty?
Yeah.
What if we put a bell on it? So every time I take a step, you hear me coming. Hey, there's the rich guy. Okay, then, wow, write it down. They do multiple colors and swirls. They're trying to attract attention. They want something. But guys, they're trading these for human beings. How many of you are upset about a string of beads for people? Yeah, I see your eyes. You're like, that's just wrong. Remember, they're not seeing humans as humans. They're seeing them as property. Rock, animal bone, animal leather, skin. And you've got colored beads. Does that make you stand out? So it's human nature. They went from shipwreck to colors. Notice the greens have different colors and highlights. I call them yellow hearts, red hearts, green hearts because the center of the bead's a color. Notice the blue and white for them anymore, but people still collect them. When I had a chance to acquire that to show you a bead, how many of you are shocked by that? So when you hold this in your hand, this is two people. And these are old. These are not reproductions. These were actually used to trade for people. That should offend you. And I'm not being mean, but how many of you do a worksheet don't get as much as you do out of the artifacts and the stories in the class? You should hold that bead and be offended that somebody traded a person for it. Yellow gold brass and a gold brass. It's all brass. But they saw this metal and it was shiny and they couldn't get over it, right? So look at this cash register. This is brass that's oxidized, rusted, and polished a little. It doesn't look very pretty. This is the only register in the museum collection that was professionally restored. Look how shiny that is. Every piece of artifact up here that's brass, if it was polished, could look like that. It would look like gold. Write it down. They called Hileman Consulting Company, and it's an old 1800s handmade by a blacksmith, H&H. Here's what Richard sent me. This is a human branding iron. Somebody didn't know what it was, sent it to him, he started doing research. He branded a piece of leather just for this class. Do you see the initials WG? Somebody's burning their initials into another human being. I own you. A slave trade manila is a piece of metal traded as currency to buy people. I think it looks like Shrek's ears. It does, because you're already thinking it. Here's one from a shipwreck that's broken, and I'm going to pass it around. Here's one that's intact, right? And here's one that I did polish a little bit to show you what it would look like with the copper, the brass, or the bronze. Most of them are brass. Bronze is a mix of other metals. These are slave shackles for people. Guess what they were labeled as in the bucket? Horse hobblers. It is true that if you're, okay, a horse's hoof is their toenail, and you're going to hammer a horseshoe into it, does the horse like it? You got to tie their legs or they'll kick you, right? Do you ever go behind a horse when they don't know you're there? You'll get kicked, right? Okay, so a farrier is a blacksmith that works with horses. One of my students in confirmation at church, Grandpa was a farrier. He didn't tie the horse up right. Horse broke free. Pow, 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 pow. 7 times in the face. He had to have 6 surgeries to rebuild his face. He's lucky he's alive, and he's good. But that's a horror story. These are not horse hobblers. Horses don't pick locks. They have hooves, not fingers. So everybody watch. Took me a while to figure this one out. It actually has a punishment ring. Small or big, your choice. So if I want to limit your movement, I put the big part here, right? I can actually even lock it like that. Then I take the barrel lock, stick it through here, and I latch it. Here's how much room you have to move your ankles or your wrists. Are these a horrible device? And this is somebody showing off with a well. I didn't have a key for him. So I found a guy, guess what he sells? Antique keys. I pull on the spring and then it releases it. And then once I've got it through the right way and I latch it, I unscrew the key. And it's now locking. How do you pick that lock? It's unpickable. However, if the blacksmith didn't do a good job, when you pass these around and look, you'll see seams and lines for the folds of metal. If there's a gap and you stuck a nail in there, you can actually push it. There is a case where slaves actually escape from these. Okay? So pinch the curve on each side. Okay, so everybody look at it. You know those shackles, you know the barrel lock, you know what those are. Hold them higher. Right? You know that? Take what you know about that and extrapolate to these. Why? Right, and I love you. If you need a Kleenex, I'm getting it too. Just they're right there by you. Okay, you ready for this one? You know what his price was? Every time I show them, I have to call him and tell him who I showed them to. Right, so I'll be calling him today or tomorrow and tell him these were for children. We've all seen pictures of this. We just didn't know it. They bought children as toys for wealthy white people, which is horrific. Now, these also bother me because when I'm a teacher, I teach children. It's round. There's not a lot of friction. Can I drag it everywhere I have to work on the plantation? Does everybody see me dragging it? Does everybody see my bloody ankle? Does everybody feel my pain and feel sorry for me? It's 20,000 carvings on it. Why is it all rusted? Because they buried it to hide their wealth. Later, even in the 1960s and 70s, England is controlling a lot of African countries. People are still trading this. Does it ruin the economy? So they tell you, you may only keep 5 pieces of your monetary wealth made out of brass. Are you really going to turn in all the other pieces? So you buried them. People are still digging them up today. Okay, it's another one that I debate, because if I polished it, it looks like rope. This one upsets me. This one is one of the heaviest pieces you're going to hold. And it was hammered off of someone. Whoever, yeah, look, it was broken off. Most collectors want perfect. Do I want perfect? No, I'll take whatever I can get. Dented and scratched tells a story. So if this was, and I love you, some of you are tinier than me, I know I'm an ogre, don't put it on your wrist, it gets stuck. What's more important, this artifact or you? You. I will destroy an artifact to protect you, but did we just lose a piece of history? Yeah. So be careful. Dads are bigger and the babies are cute. They're just little tiny children. So there's children, mother, and father. These are traded as money. How many of you think it looks like a Ninja Death Star? Yeah, don't throw it, it's not a Ninja Death Star. It's solid copper. And it's a rare form of money. Once again, it has a little marking right here to delineate that it's 1. And you trade these for people. I can't imagine. And it's a form of monetary measurement that there were set numbers of these. 3 for a person, 4 for a big person. Here, it needs to be where it's going to be taught. How many of you are shocked with some of the stories you've heard today? Okay. Now, the main point of what we're doing is that. Make a better tomorrow for everyone. I'm going to be gone someday. These artifacts will find a home. Hopefully they'll stay here and we'll build a permanent museum and it'll be there. But the reality is, this is not easy to talk about. Do you see why teachers sometimes avoid telling this in a regular class?
Yeah.
It's shocking, right? There's an importance to not forget what happened. But here's the deal, take a step back. If the ghosts of everybody who had to wear this stuff showed up here right now to talk to you, would they want us to throw them all away or to make sure it never happened again? And there's something we don't talk about. I'm just being honest with you. Every adult you know will eventually die. Every teacher in this building will be gone. All your parents will be dead. And who will be running this country?
Us.
And who will be negotiating with other countries from around the world?
Us.
And who will be making, hopefully, good treaties and showing respect to other cultures?
Us.
Sometimes I go to bed at night and if something really cool happened in our classes and I'm like, yes, it's going to be awesome. Other nights I just hug myself and shake. Just kidding. Most nights I feel pretty good because I see the potential to make a better tomorrow.